In a world where there is constant struggle and despondency with stress, abuse, finances, and more, Dr. Byron C. Hayes welcomes all ethnic backgrounds to hear from the only answer, the Word of God.
Their joy. You were happy all last. What I'm trying to show you is a mountain can be moved.
Word of Faith International Ministries welcomes you to receive from the Word of the Lord. Now, let's join today's live service.
Once over here. Once over there. Once back here. Every woman shouted once. Every man shouted once. All right. Men power in the house of God. Mark chapter 11 and looking at verse 23, I am still on my subject. You are the prophet of your life, and you need to understand that you are the prophet of your life. I believe what you say is what you get. I will prove that scripturally, and everything that you've ever told to yourself up until this point, you are the product of that. If it's good or if it's bad, because of the fact that words have power. And you need to understand that negative words have power as well, but it has negative power. Are y'all with me? It produces a negative destiny and a negative future. Take your thumb and point it to yourself and say, I'm the prophet of my life. Part 11. Every woman say, I'm the prophet of my life. Every man say, I'm the prophet of my life. Because I've told you, ladies and gentlemen, over and over again, and you've heard me say it in the last 11 sermons over and over again, you know, whatever you talk about becomes you. I've told you over and over again, you talk sickness, you get what? You talk poverty, you get what? You talk can't remember what happened. I just can never understand how these people are still saying to themselves over and over again, I'm just so stupid. I just forget everything. Look like I can't remember anything. I'm just like my mama. She didn't remember. I don't remember. I'm just like my dad. He don't remember. I don't remember. Why would you put that curse on yourself when you need to understand that you and I have the mind of Christ, and it is God's will that we never ever lose our mind. Take your thumb and point it to yourself and say, it's God's will that I never lose my mind, because I have the mind of Christ. And I am not a person that always forgets. So when you talk sickness and disease, ladies and gentlemen, that's what happens to you, because you're the prophet of your life and you're prophesying every day what you want to happen in your life. When you talk poverty, always talking about I'm broke, I don't have. Everybody else have but me. Everybody have nice things but me. Everybody can be blessed but me. And you'd be surprised at people that will come into the church and they will measure themselves or equate themselves because of how other people tithe. And they say, well, you know, so-and-so tithe more than me, so they have more than me. But I believe that God is a God of no respect of person. I believe if your tithe is a lot, or if your tithe is a small tithe, long as you're tithing like God say tithe, how many know that same window of heaven opens up for you just like it does everybody else? Are y'all with me? Take your thumb and point to yourself and say, I must have a checkup from my mouth up, because I believe that you and I are the prophet of our life. And then of course you talk sadness, you get what? Get away from these people that's always sad. And you know, they don't have no time for happiness. They look sad 24/7. Every time you see them, they looking like something ran them over, and they just sad and don't know just why they sad. You know, in order to keep your healing, if God has given you a miracle, not only do you stay in the word of the living God, but your association has to be important. You have to understand, if God has given you a miracle in your body, or a miracle in your mind, or a miracle within your spirit, you got to be around those type of people that will celebrate, you know, your miracle that God has done for you. Because you would be surprised how spirits will become transmittable. You know, they transmit themselves to one another. And if you around these people that's always melancholy, always sad, always depressed, always complaining, eventually you're going to be just like them, because their spirit spews off on you. Are y'all here? I told you, weeks ago, I have a relative like that. When this relative called me, I know they either calling me to tell me who died, or who's sick, or who's depressed, and look like she's talking through the phone numbers. And when I look at that, I just ignore it. I say, I can't go there, because I know she's gonna give me some bad news. Don't you want to be around people that's gonna give you good news coming out of their mouth, faith-filled words? Oh, y'all don't have them kind of relatives? And then so when you understand, you talk high blood pressure, you'll get high blood pressure. I mean, just speaking a stroke spirit right up on yourself. Honey, I'm just got swimming in the head. If I eat that, my blood pressure gonna shoot straight up. Well, if you know that, why would you eat that? And you don't need to talk about that. Are y'all with me? Take your thumb and point to yourself and say, I have a normal blood pressure. And then you talk confused, you'll be confused, and you'll be surprised at the many people that talk confusion. What's wrong? I'm just confused. Well, why are you confused? I just woke up confused. I'm just confused. And you will be surprised how the enemy will use that, and it will trick your mind. Are y'all with me? I believe our today words and our tomorrow words will typify who we are. Are you here? Are you here? And then understand, ladies and gentlemen, what you have today is because of what you said on yesterday. Your miracles in your mouth, and you're the prophet of your life, and what you say is what you get. And I'm going to keep on saying it over and over and over again till I can get it through you, because if I can get it to you, God can get it through you. Are y'all with me? And then to talk out your outcome. If you want to see things good happen to you, learn to talk out your outcome. You missed that. Talk it out with yourself what you want your outcome to be. Because most people are deceived and most people are destroyed because they've talked the outcome. They've seen the bad news. They've seen the devastating time. But I'm learning in the midst of the devil that he has nothing to gain through me. I am prophesying my outcome. And my outcome this morning is the fact that you and I are the head and not the tail. Our outcome this morning is them that know their God shall be strong and do exploits. Our outcome is our health is springing forth speedily. Our outcome is the number of our days God is fulfilling. Look at somebody and say, talk your outcome. Because most of the time you will spend all your time talking your problem. Start talking what you want to see. Start talking what you want to happen. I see blessings all over you. From the crown of your head to the sole of your feet, I see nothing but blessings. Tell somebody he must be talking about me. Because I'm going to get over this mountain. And I'm going to command it where it needs to go. You better clap up in here, somebody. And then stop being hung by your tongue, because some of you still have a noose around your neck and a noose around your tongue. Loose that thing and begin to say good things about yourself. Get into a mirror. I've told you many years ago, find you a mirror in your home. And you know, most of the time we don't want to look in mirrors because if we haven't made change, we don't want to see what exists. Are y'all with me? It's like a person that want to lose weight and they have to bypass that mirror every day. And you know, the devil beating them up. You ain't lost nothing. You ain't lost nothing. Matter of fact, you look worse than you did before and you ain't going to get nowhere. That's the mirror you need to go by. That's the one you need to find every morning where the devil tries to talk out that mirror against you. That's the one you need to look at and begin to prophesy to yourself in the midst of that mirror. Mirror, I know you called me ugly, but I'm good looking this morning. Mirror, I know you said I wasn't going to lose weight, but I'm getting thinner and thinner. Mirror, I know you said I should have low esteem, but I have the joy of the Lord. Go back to that mirror